Hello students. Students, have you ever wondered that in any country's economy, what must be the role of government in context to business? Do you ever realize that government is backbone to an economy, but then to what extent should government interfere in businesses? Well, this topic is the answer to your questions. This topic will suffice your curiosity regarding the role of government in any economy. So there are two types of system. One system where government does not interfere at all in the market, as in businessman can do whatever they feel to. And another is the system wherein government has total control over the economy. When I say government has total control over economy, you must have these countries in mind. China, Korea. Well, you're going correct. So here our first system to understand is market system. I have mentioned capitalist in bracket. Market system is also known as capitalist system. Now what is this market system? In market system, government does not interfere in the matters of business. As in, businessman is totally free to take any decisions. Say for example, this is a marker pen. If I am a businessman in USA or maybe in Japan, where this market system is prevailing, I can sell this in $10, I can sell this in $1 lakh also. As in, government won't deny me to charge any price. I should be capable of selling it at any price as a businessman, and this product should be capable enough to have that value. Otherwise, government is just concerned with the tax. So, in market system, profit is at the center. Only money is given priority. And because of that, countries like America and Japan, they have prospered a lot. It is kind of free market where there are no restrictions on the businessman by government. So market system is a system which is also known as capitalist system, which means that the government of that country gives complete freedom to business houses, to industrialists, to every people to do business in whatsoever way they like, to charge the money whatsoever they can sell the product in, no restrictions. And therefore it is known as free market, free from restrictions. So what are its features? There are 6 features given here. The first one is ownership is private. Normally in market system, it is not government who is the owner to businesses. Government does not believe in this system. Government does not believe in doing business. It's businessman who should do business, is the mentality of government. So maximum businesses are owned by private people, private individuals. Second, profit is at the center. Like I explained here that only price, only money is considered. No government interference, like we understood, right? That government does not lay any restrictions. Distribution of resources based on profit, as in land, labor, capital and entrepreneur, what we studied in previous class, is given priority for distribution on the basis of profit. More lucrative business, more money, more resources. Less lucrative business, less money, less profit, less resources. So only money is given priority. And last is price mechanism is kept in mind. What price should be charged for a particular product, for a particular service is given importance. What are the benefits? This is really good system, right? So it will definitely have many benefits. The first is economic freedom of an individual is protected. Businessman can do whatever he likes to, whatever he wants to, whatever he feels to. Resources are utilized at greatest extent because businessman gets all the freedom, and because he wants to make huge money out of his business, he will see that each resource of his is utilized. Abundant production takes place. When he has the capacity to sell, why will he not manufacture? So huge production takes place, huge sales takes place, and huge profit is earned. Economic development becomes faster. See, because people are buying so many things, so many people are earning, and when they earn they will also spend, so the money flow in market would be very fast, and when business wants more money they will constantly come up with innovations, so everybody wants to buy a new product, wants to try a new product. Economic development, that's why, becomes faster. And last, quality improves due to competitors. Since there is no government restriction, everybody will want to do business, everybody will want to make money. And when there are so many people involved, there will be huge competition, and in order to survive in that competition, there would be lot of importance given to quality. When there are less players, when there is monopoly, it is assumed that where will customers go if they don't buy from me? But here it is not possible. So consumer, they get good choice. So I hope you are clear with the features and benefits. Moving towards the limitation. Every coin has two sides. Every good thing also might have something bad hidden with it. It is up to us whether we take the most of the good part or whether we get suffered from most of the bad part. So here luxurious commodities are given more priority. If I can make an ordinary marker with $10 of price, and if I can make a very good quality marker with $100, because this system promotes more profit, more money, so this $10 thing will never be produced. The need of $10 product will be ignored. So there will be maximum of luxurious commodity production encouraged, and that's why poor people will suffer. Poor people or middle class people will also have to buy very expensive products. So what happens? In any market system, rich people are going rich, super rich. And poor people, they can hardly afford, yet they have to keep buying these expensive products. So their income level, their savings level goes down. So the gap between rich and poor, instead of getting bridged up and reduced, will widen. So there will be inequality. There will be disparity of income. There will be huge variance in the income and lifestyle of rich people and poor. And there will be fear of monopoly. If certain organizations make huge profit, they will start dominating over the market share. And exploitation of labor. Because there is intense competition, every businessman wants to save cost, and that's why they will start with reducing labor wages. So laborers might be worst hit. These evils are feared of. But in any economy, when market system is being operated, and if government takes due care about making the norms to protect these disadvantages, then this is one of the finest system any economy could work in, and therefore the economy will progress a lot. So I hope that you understood market system. Now in the next we will be learning socialist system. What is socialist? Market and socialist are exactly opposite. The way market system is such where government gives total freedom, socialist is a system where government gives no freedom. In market system, when there is profit given priority, in socialist system there will be only public welfare kept in mind. And then we will be able to decide which is better. Okay children? Okay. So now when you understood what is market system, we shall understand what is socialist system. In any economy, there could be either of the two. Either the country can work on market system where businessmen get total freedom, or there could be socialist system where there is total government control. Like I said before, market system is totally driven by businessman, and this system, socialist system, is driven by government. So it has total government control. Examples of country like China and Russia, where whatever government says only goes on. So let us understand it better with the help of its features, benefits and limitations. So the first feature says that there is ownership of government. Do you remember? In market mechanism, individuals were owners, and here they say that ownership is of government. So it's the government who's owner to every business. All the resources belong to government. Second, all the decisions are taken by government. What should people be paid? What would be the price of any product? How things will go? How many things to manufacture? When to manufacture? What to do? everything will be decided by government. Social welfare is given priority. Here, see, there in market mechanism, profit, money was priority. Here, people's betterment, people's welfare is given priority. So they are exactly opposite, sounds opposite, right? And laborers are paid wages. The reward of businessman was profit, whereas the reward here is the wages. I hope you all are clear with the features. Moving towards the benefits. You will see you will notice one thing, you will feel one thing, that whatever the benefits of market system are limitations of a socialist system, and whatever limitations of market system are benefits here. See, the first one, luxurious items are not produced. Do you remember the first limitation of market system, that because huge money is given priority, huge profit is given priority, so luxurious items are only produced and basic things are ignored. Here, luxurious items are not produced, only basic things are produced. No wastage of resources. There, resource could have got wasted because only money was given priority. Here, things are given priority. Disparity is removed. There we saw that rich goes richer and poor goes poorer. Here government is doing the other way. The poor is given benefits so that he elevates his level, so that he rises his level, and poor people are, the rich people, they are charged big tax, or they are also more or less tried to bring down, so that there is equality of income, equality in the society. Consumers are not exploited. There consumers were charged any price. Government never interfered, but here it's government who decide prices, and therefore consumers are not cheated, they are not exploited. So these are good things from viewpoint of consumer, but how about if you are rich? You will not like this, right? What are the limitations? Because government only decides everything, people just have to blindly follow what is said. So there will be no motivation. People are not motivated to work more. They are not paid well. They are not allowed to take any decision. Like businessman in USA is enthusiastic about any product he makes. The reason being, he knows that it is going to give him huge money. But here it is fixed that whatever work you do, there is a particular level of income that is going to generate. Moreover, he does not have any freedom. There is lack of individual freedom. He does not have to decide what to manufacture, when to manufacture, how much to manufacture, and what price to manufacture, and therefore that human motivation element is lacking. And there is fear of bureaucracy. Because government decides everything, it's not in literal way that government decides. It's the bureaucrats who decide. It's the higher authority government people who decide. So there is a fair possibility that what comes to their mind, what is their ideology, it's reflected. It might be wrong, then it might affect the economy. So this is socialist income, socialist market. So now when you understood what is market system and what is socialist system, what about India is your question, must be your question, right? So no, India is not a market system, that is capitalist system, and India is not a socialist system also. Our government decided that we will take good parts of both. We will want our people to be motivated also, and we will want our consumers to be protected also. We will want people make money also, and we will want government to still have some control also. So what we did is we mixed the capitalist and socialist system and made it a mixed economy. So India is a mixed economy. Now what is a mixed economy? In any mixed economy, individuals are owners. Individual can take decisions related to price. But because customers are also important, they should not be exploited, and government also should have some role. So there are certain areas where government puts control in. Say for example, we have in India Essential Commodities Act. What is Essential Commodities Act? It is an act that restricts certain price elevation. You cannot charge any price beyond a limit. Government puts the upper limit. Lower limit you can play with any price that you want to charge, but not above that. So here the market system is also there, where the seller can decide price, and there is there is socialist system also, where government has a control, not above this. So India is a mixed economy. Mixed economy does not have specific features, benefits and limitations given in your syllabus. It can be asked in form of short note, and you should merge the content and produce that why India is a mixed economy. I hope I was through in explaining you the market mechanism, how resources are distributed and what is the role of government. See you in the next class. We are done for this chapter, students. Bye bye.